Here to shake it all out, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. You know, I've been asking your colleagues, and we've been getting a lot of response. Do the federal rules, as it relates to the admission of evidence, hearsay, is that going to be allowed in the Senate? They're all saying the same thing. No, that would never be allowed in the Senate. Who decides that? Would that be the Senate making those rules, or would it be the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court that would preside over this madness?
It would be the Senate. You would have a resolution, has to be passed by 51 votes, setting the terms and conditions of the trial in the Senate. That has to be done by Senate resolution. What I will insist upon to get my vote is that the federal rules of evidence apply to the case presented in the House, so President Trump's defense team could object to hearsay, and I think about 95% of the testimony falls. The other thing I want in the trial resolution is the ability to confront one's accuser, because if you want to call the whistleblower in the Senate, I think you have a right to do that, because that's the person who started all this, and the right to confront your accuser is basic due process.
Well, that's the Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Right. You're an attorney. Right. I would think that that's basic and fundamental. I couldn't imagine a Chief Justice that would preside over this and allow hearsay evidence that is not admissible in terms of federal law. And I can't believe that the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court would not go along with the very clear, unambiguous language of the Constitution. I wouldn't believe that would happen, sir.
Well, you got to set the rules for the trial. We had a 100-0 resolution regarding the Clinton proceedings. I don't think Democrats are going to work with Mitch McConnell. I hope I'm wrong. But is it too much to ask that President Trump be given the same rights as every other American in a parking ticket case? That you can't get a parking ticket based on hearsay, and you're able to confront the person accusing you of illegal parking. Those basic things have to be in the trial resolution, I believe, and I hope we can get 51 votes for the idea I just expressed.
Okay, so you see what's happening over there. I can't get over the arguments that they're trying to make about the president. When we read the transcript, everybody... Right. We're basically interviewing people to talk about the transcript that we all get to read ourselves and what they think of a transcript. Doesn't matter what they think in the end about the transcript, because we see the transcript. We also know that Ukraine did nothing and they got the money. They did nothing. We also know that the president of Ukraine said 5 times, no pressure. So, but we do have the issue of the Bidens. I'm having a hard time with that hypocrisy here. How do they all say, no, nobody of credibility has ever said there's anything wrong here? Yeah,
Nobody's looked.
What?
Nobody's looked. Nobody's looked.
I'm looking, and what I see is really bad. The very thing they're getting outraged about, Joe Biden's admitting $1 billion, fire the prosecutor. You don't get the billion if you don't. His son gets millions, and he actually said, nope, no experience whatsoever. None.
Right.
Zero.
Well, here's the argument that Joe Biden was asking the prosecutor to be fired because he was corrupt. But here's the question.
I don't believe him.
Well, but here's the question. All these phone calls that took place between Biden and President Poroshenko, the then president of the Ukraine, most of them occurred after the raid on the gas company by the prosecutor.
Slow down, Senator. Wait. I want everyone to hear you.
This is
important. The phone calls that took place between the former president of Ukraine and Joe Biden right around the time this is happening. Wait a minute. Are there transcripts of those calls?
Well, here's what somebody needs to ask. Okay, Joe Biden had the Ukraine portfolio. About every month he would call the Ukraine. But after the raid on the gas company, where Hunter Biden was a board member, they raided the president of the gas company's home. After that, you see about 3 to 4 phone calls in 4 or 5 days between Joe Biden and the president of the Ukraine. Then you see the case dropped. You also see Hunter Biden's business partners contacting the State Department, complaining about the raid on the gas company and saying it would, this could affect Hunter Biden. I want somebody to look into that.
I want the transcripts released. I want the Putin-Obama transcripts released after he had more flexibility. I want the Obama-Iranian Mullah's transcripts released when he gave them $150 billion. I got to ask you one off question here.
Sure.
December 11th, Michael Horowitz. That means we're going to get it hopefully the week before so we can absorb it and not on a Friday, no Friday dump.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think so. I think you're going to be, just stay tuned. December the 11th will be here before you know it, and it'll be out before the hearing.
Is this another BS that's coming, or is this the real deal?
You can put this one in the bank.
All right, Senator, thank you for all you're doing. We appreciate it.